Yeah, good evening, Janani.
Good evening, Murli.
Others are joining.
Yeah, they'll be here.
Okay. Let us wait for 2 more minutes.
Okay, Murli.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, what are the things we discussed in the previous week? Do you remember? Did you all got the material? Did you all got the materials? Can you say yes or no?
Where can we find the material, Murli?
You go to your LCM, log into your LCM, same where you find this video. Below that, you will be able to see
Okay.
the materials. Two videos are there. The previous week, two videos. Below that, introduction to DevOps. So, could you please tell me what does mean by DevOps? Yes, Rajiv Wasavi.
Hi, Murli. It's a methodology where operations and developer team works together.
Okay. Yes. Now, then, what are the things we discussed? What are the roles and responsibility? We discussed what are the challenges we have, why we want to combine operations and development team. Correct, now? So, you guys, can you just go through that? And could you please tell me what are the tools we discussed? What are the tools, DevOps tools we have? Are you guys able to download that?
Docker, Ensemble, Jenkins,
Mm-hmm.
and Maven, Puppet, Chef, SaltStock, Splunk.
Okay, fine. So, I think previously we discussed about mainly DevOps is mainly for CICD, that is your continuous integration and continuous development. So, what is the main plus point of DevOps is whatever changes we are doing, that is some developers doing some changes, immediately it is getting reflected. Immediately it is getting reflected in the pipeline. That means in the production also it will work. Okay, so today we'll discuss about this week. Today we'll maximum will see the theory, and tomorrow we'll see the practical. And I think I told you guys to log into Skill Builder. I will logged in and joined for this cloud practitioner course.
Yeah, Murli, we did.
You have joined. You started studying.
Yes, completed 2 modules.
Okay, good. Fine. We'll start with CICD. So in this module today we'll discuss about introduction to CICD, code commit, code pipeline, code build, code deploy, code star, artifact, code guru. So those code star, artifact, these other right side things are not that much important. We'll see how much we'll be able to cover for the main things. Next, at the end of this module, you should know about code commit, code pipeline, code build, deploy, code star, artifact, and code guru. So first we'll go for introduction to CICD. So as I already mentioned, CICD is continuous integration and continuous deployment or delivery. There are both things are the deployment or delivery. So all these times we might have learned about AWS resources, manual fundamentals, and interact with AWS programmatically. That is AWS CLI. We have not done because we have not completed the cloud practitioner. Once you're done, you will come to know about AWS CLI and all those things. Next, what would you like our code in a repository, having it deployed on AWS? So, why we want this DevOps? I think I explained you previous week. Mainly, the DevOps job is what actually? What is the DevOps job mainly? Why we need DevOps? Huh.
Integrates development and operation.
Okay, that's okay. Is it only one time or continuously it's going to do?
Continuously.
Continuously it is going to do. Correct, no? Fine. Now same thing. That's what here we are able to see. Main thing is Whatever code we are using, that code will be kept in a repository. Repository means what? Repository means
Storage. We keep it
Kind of
as
folder.
okay, kind of folder, storage, everything is fine. Now we want to take the code from that repository and do the next step by itself, or that is automatically. But before that, it has to test. We have to keep some conditions also. So making sure it's tested before being deployed, because once the product or application is launched, then it will be very. That means if you are launching a new application, will you launch the application without checking it properly, or without like a login like a user? You're creating an application for users, and will you log in as a user and check that application whether it is working fine or not, or you will just to log in only as a developer and check? Which one is the right one? You're creating an application for users, correct na? Will you log in as a user? Let us take you are developing a, like a Zomato application. Now will you log in as a user and check whether all the development that you have done, the process you have done is working fine or not? Will you check it?
Yes.
Yes, right? Yes. So why we want to check it? Why we want to check it?
if something's not working fine, then we can make changes before it goes live.
Exactly. So because now if we go live without checking, now what customer will feel, or what customer will think? These guys have not checked even, then they have deployed it, and it is not working, right? Now same thing. Now with possible to go with different stages. That means development stage, testing stage, staging, again production stage. All these stages we have to check, but with some manual approval were needed. It's not like everything is taken care by one person. So now to be a proper AWS developer or DevOps engineer, we need to learn AWS CICD, which is a very very important one. Okay, so CICD. Let us go for CICD. In CICD, we'll be learning about code commit, which is nothing but storing our code pipeline. This is automating our pipeline from your code to Elastic Beanstalk. Code build, that is building and testing our code, mainly used for building and testing our code. And code deploy, it is deploying the code to EC2 instance. EC2 instance is nothing but your server. Next, code star. Code star is mainly for managing your software development activities in one place. And code artifact, that is store, publish, and share software packages as well. Next, code guru, mainly to automate your code reviews using machine learning. So this is the main CAC pipeline commands which we should know. Okay. So if you're making a note of, are you using a note or something for making notes?
It's mostly.
Okay, then please make a note that first, what is in my code commit. Okay, can maybe you can just read one by one. Yes, Janani, can you read first one? What is in my code commit?
Code commit is storing our code.
Storing our code. Okay, mainly it is used for storing our code. Next one. Yes, Vasavi.
Automating our pipelines from code to Elastic Beanstalk.
Yes, Elastic Beanstalk is one of the compute service which is in AWS. Okay, this Elastic Beanstalk is mainly taking care of the end-to-end application. End-to-end, from the end, starting till end, it will take care of all the libraries, dependencies, IDE, everything. It will take care. Our job is to only focus on our code. That's why we are mentioning Elastic Beanstalk. Next one is Raji.
AWS code building and testing our code.
Okay, you both are in the same place actually.
Yes.
Okay, building and testing our code. So mainly this build option, code build, is mainly for building and testing our code. Next one, Code deploy.
Deploying the code to EC2 instance, not Elastic Beanstalk.
Yes, EC2 instance is nothing but your server. Okay, whatever server, the virtual server you're launching from cloud, that is called your EC2 instance. Okay, next one, code star.
Manage software deployment activities in one place.
Manage all the software deployment development. Okay, software development activities in one place. That is called code star. Next one,
Code artifact, store, publish, and share software packages.
okay, store, publish, and share software packages. So we want to store and share also. Then we can use artifact mainly. Next one,
AWS Code Guru, automated code reviews using machine learning.
okay, fine. So now these are the main things. Mainly, we'll be working on first to four. That is code commit, code pipeline, code build, code deploy, code artifact. We'll be learning. Okay. Now, if you have a notebook, just write this one. Okay. Before that, we'll finish. What is this one? I told you that code CICD. That is continuous integration, continuous delivery. And I told you one more thing is that CD represents either continuous delivery or continuous deployment. Now, what is the difference here? Now, this is common, that is continuous integration. In this process, we'll be building the code, testing it, and merging it with the other codes as well. Because it's not like one person will create an application. For example, let us take one application you are creating. Will the company will allow only one person to create all the 5 pages? Let us take every website will have some 5 pages minimum. Yes or no?
Yes,
Okay. So will they give every all the 5 pages to only one person, or some all five people will divide and give it?
they'll
Like
divide.
they will divide. So home page, career page, contact page, like that, service page. Now all these code has to be merged, right? Next, it will be automatically released to the repository. It is automatically released to the repository. Now, what is this continuous delivery means? Now, let us take maybe some 10 years back. Okay. Now, 10 years back, what is meant by a software? 10 years back also, now also software is same. The thing is there are some different types now. Now whatever applications you are using in the phone, is it asking update? Is it asking update?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Now previously, let us take 10 years back, you have this VLC media player. Yes, na.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
is it asking any update? It might have an option like, do you want me to update automatically or not? But it's your choice whether to select yes or no. Okay. If you're not selecting, it will not get updated. Only one time you will download that exe file. VLC media player is for what? For
Playing
watching videos,
videos.
no?
Mm.
Yes, for watching videos. Now, for watching videos, I will download this VLC media player one time, and there is no connection between them, me and them, because I downloaded and that's it. After that, there is no connection. And they have asked whether I can want to automatically update the versions. So I said no. So there's no relationship between this VLC and this one, correct now? Now, what is this one? The same, the software company, what they might have done for this one, this VLC, the company who created the VLC media player, let us take the client has given 6 months time. The client has given 6 months time. Within that 6 months, the VLC media player they've created and they've given it to the client. Okay. After that, there is no connection. Now, what happened actually now? Now, if the client wants to upgrade this VLC, now will the client will come to him, the old software developer team?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. In case if they're saying too much cost, what are the client expect? What they will do now?
They have to look for different development.
Exactly. So they will look for different developer. Now, who is the loss here?
Developer.
This company, right, who developed the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So yes. So now they are facing the loss. Now to make sure the client is continuously with us, what we have to do? Nowadays you see WhatsApp and other applications, right? Is all the applications are asking a update actually? Most of the application is asking to upgrade. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now what is the benefit here?
We'll get the latest
What is the
version.
okay, yes, we get the latest version. Latest version, what will have? What is the difference inside?
New features will be added.
Exactly. New features will be added. Now, this company who has created, let us say it is company A. Now, company A who created that application is keep on getting the work from the client, because client will say what are the users saying. The users feedback the client will get, and the client will say to the company. Now, because of this, is a software company is having a good business. Yes, and mainly they are able to maintain the client. They are able to maintain the client even if they quote a higher price. The client will not move to somebody else. One. Second one, because of this we are having a we are having a recurring customer. We are having a recurring customer. What is in by recurring customer?
Coming again.
They'll come back to us.
Yes, they will always come back to you. They will always come back to you. Even some other competitor comes also, they will not go. They will come back to you. Right. Okay. Now same thing. The first thing is then one time you purchase or one time you created the VLC. After that, there is no updates. There is no updates. Now you can consider this like this continuous delivery. Now continuous delivery is what is that? Continuous delivery, they will split all the modules and give it to the developers. That means who will get the client, who will get the project actually, who will get the project first of all?
Project manager.
Huh?
Project manager.
Project manager. Okay, project manager, what he will do?
He'll split the work and give it to the team.
Okay, front end, back end, and database he will split and give it. Now, will he allow everybody to launch directly to the production phase?
No.
No.
Is what we have to do.
You
First
have to test
provide
before launch.
managers approval.
Test it fine. Okay, test he can also check na. This developer also can check na.
They'll wait for the project manager's approval.
Yes, they'll wait for the project manager to approve. Correct. So now that is what called continuous delivery. Continuous delivery where you will have a manual approval. You will have a manual approval. In the testing phase is done, staging is done. The last deployment phase, they will not move to the deployment phase directly. It will wait for the approval, that too manual approval from the project manager. Then only it will move. So that means what? The project manager will have the most of the control, main controls will be here, and then only it will be released. So that is continuous delivery. Another thing is the same, whatever we have done, that is, it will not wait for the approval, that too manual approval. Everything is automated. Everything is automated. If we have the right person, let us say one backend developer is there, is really good, and he is already leading a team or he is capable enough to lead a team. If the project manager finds this guy is a really good guy, then he will give the rights to him, right? So once he update, it will not wait for the PM's approval. It will directly go to the launch of the particular application. Okay, so that is called continuous deployment. So you first write this one and keep it. This is main very important slide. What is the difference between CI/CD and, that is, continuous deployment and continuous delivery? Once you're done, let me know. We'll move.
It's done.
Okay. So as I mentioned, first one, this CACD, continuous integration. Integration is nothing but automatically integrate code changes from multiple developers into a common repository, into a shared repository, multiple developers from a common repository, that too multiple times a day. So the primary goal of this CI/CD in continuous integration is mainly to detect and address the integration issues earlier itself, and mainly that the code base remains in the same working state. So why we want to, what this will do, the CI/CD integration. So first the developers will push the code to the code repository, that is your GitHub, okay, or GitHub or Gitbucket or some other thing. Code commit, we call it as code commit from your AWS. Then it will be tested. That will be build and tested. Build and tested checks for the code. As soon as it is pushed from the GitHub, it will be pushed to the build and test server. It will test through using your code build or Jenkins CI/CD and thing. Then the developer will get the feedback about the test checks and that has passed or not. So mainly we'll have this integration. Why we want this integration? To find out the early bugs, and then we can able to fix the bugs as well. As well as also it is immediately. So its main job is what it will do. It will keep on refreshing every second. It will keep on refreshing every second. That's what the main job of CI/CD. That is continuous integration. When we configure this pipeline itself, it will keep on checking every millisecond any change, is there any change, is there any change. If there is any change, then it will immediately reflect. And if there is any issue in the command or code, it will again show that this is the error, also it will show. So what, why we want this continuous integration? Mainly to, first one, to store the code in one place, common place. Then from there we can able to build and check whether it is working fine or not. Then we'll give the immediate feedback as well. So by this way, we can able to, the developers work is solved where, because as we already mentioned yesterday, right? When, sorry, previously, the DevOps, it is helping. So as we previously mentioned, it is immediate feedback you're getting. That's what the main thing here. You'll be getting immediate feedback. Next, continuous delivery. As we already mentioned, continuous delivery needs some approval. Needs some approval. So what it will do? The main thing is the software automation, everything is ready. The code changes, everything is always be ready in a deployment server range. It will be waiting. Once you get the approval, it will be released to the production at any time. So first the developer will create, push that code to the code repository, then it will build. The build server will be, the code will be pushed to the build server. From there it will go to the deployment server. From the deployment server, version 1, version 2. I think previous week I explained you what is meant by versioning.
Yes.
Version, no? Yes. So what is that?
Like version 1 is the old
Hmm.
model of the software. Version 2 is the new update of that software.
Exactly. So now we call this as blue-green deployment. What? We call this as blue-green deployment. That is, blue is the old version, green is the new version. The thing is, it will always keep it ready. Whatever changes we were doing, everything is already ready, but it will be waiting for the approval. So you can able to see shift away from one release every 3 months to 5 releases a day. That means is your, let us say your WhatsApp is saying like I think WhatsApp, whatever upgrades we have done now we have payment option, then status option, all those things. Are they doing small changes is one by one they are doing, or when you update the WhatsApp you are getting some 3 or 5 features together? How you are getting?
3 or 5 features.
Exactly, 3 or 5 features together. Why we are doing like that? Because if small changes, that you change the color, that you change the background for that and all, if you keep on update, customer will get angry. Correct na? Customer will get angry because what is this guy is simply they is asking me to update every day. They have done some changes of color background, they are asking me to update. Correct. So that we cannot do. That's why all the software applications are always giving a time of 3 to 5 months or 6 months. Some companies are taking 1 year also to fully update everything with more number of features. Now that usually means automated deployment. Mainly we use code deploy, Jenkins, CICD, that is deployment or delivery. Now here, what is the process here? Continuous delivery. In the delivery, we'll everything will keep it ready in the deployment server, but we'll wait for the approval. We'll wait for the approval. And mainly, as I told you, blue means what? Older version. Green means what? Newer version. Next, DevOps tools, which I already mentioned. Some of the basic tools for teams, just for starting with DevOps. So deployment, we have some tool deployment and operate. Monitoring, we have Nagios, Splunk, and integration we have Jenkins, and build and testing we have Selenium testing, build we have Maven, and plan we have Git and Jira code. So this is we already seen that. Now this is the main thing, tech stack of CICD. How this CICD pipeline works. Okay, so first one is a code commit. First one is a code commit, that is whatever code you are updating, that will be pushed, to the next level. That is nothing but your GitHub. The GitHub will be having the copy. That means the code which you are deploying, that code you want to run for your application, should be stored in the GitHub or Bitbucket. It's up to us. So any other third party code repository, nowadays there are a lot of tools came, so they're saying first preference is GitHub. In case if no, you are not comfortable with GitHub, you go with Bitbucket, then or any other third party. Next, from the code, it will go to the build phase where we write the commands like 1, 2, 3. This is the command I want to do. These are the codes I want to build. We can able to build it. Next, it will go to the testing phase. Now, for this, we can able to use a tool called Jenkins for the build and testing phase. So, see, AWS already have all the services. Okay, AWS have 200 plus services. 200 plus services. In that, this code commit, code build, Elastic Beanstalk, everything is already working. Now, still, if you want to go for, I'm not comfortable with AWS, I want to go for some third party tools, then you go with Jenkins and other things as well. That's up to us. Then this build and test together, we call it as code build. Next we comes your deployment phase. That is code deploy. Where I'm going to deploy this? I'm going to deploy it on the server either or on premises. What is in the on premises? I told you.
The servers which we own.
Private.
Private.
No, that is servers which we have physically. How we have physically. That is called on premise. On premise means physical. Either EC2 instance or on premise instance or Lambda. Lambda is a serverless compute service. Serverless. Serverless means what? See, you are having a website. This should be run on a server. Na? Server means your system, correct? Yes or no? It has to run on a server, right? Your website. Yes or no, guys? We are saying the GoDaddy, other hosts, web hosting services which are there. We have to host on a server, na? Then only your application will be visible. Application or website, whatever it is, will be visible. Am I right? Yes or no, guys? Just tell me yes or no.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now same thing, but here serverless means what? I don't want to manage a server. Now server will be managed by AWS. So there it is. If you take a particular server, let us take EC2 means EC2 you have to pay for it. You have to monitor, control everything. You have to do. But here, if you take Lambda, we are not going to spend for 24 bars or how much when we launched them from that time. No, Lambda is a serverless service. We are going to pay only for what we use. Pay only for what we use. That too in minutes. That too 15 minutes is the maximum time of a Lambda service. That means one service can go up to 15 minutes. So in a month, how many minutes, how many seconds you have used? Only for that we are going to pay. That's called Lambda service. That's what mainly we'll use for triggering. Next ECS. ECS is a container service similar to your EC2, but charge wise it will be less when compared to EC2 instance. So this is where you deploy. You deploy all your code and application, everything we are running on top of it. Now I told you that Elastic Instack will be mainly used for your web development, that is website development, web application or mobile app applications, where this will take care of the end-to-end operations and everything. Only thing is we have to focus on our code. That's why Elastic Beanstalk they mentioned. So either you can go for Elastic Beanstalk deployment or EC2 or on-premise or Lambda or ECS. That's up to us. So if you learn the AWS Cloud Practitioner, you will slowly understand. Okay, as of now, you can just make note of this one, two, three, and this one. And yes, so main thing. So all these three things together, code commit, code build, and code deploy. All together we call it as code pipeline. Orchestrate means what? Manage. Orchestrate means what? Manage. Are you getting this?
Yes.
Okay. Shall we move to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. So we just now learned about what is meant by CICD. Yes, Vasavi, can you just read it?
Continuous integration. The primary goal is to detect and address integration issues early, ensuring that code bases remains in a working state. Continuous delivery is the practice of automating the software release process to ensure that code changes are always in a deployable state and can be released to production at any time.
Okay. Now we'll go one by one. Code commit. First one. Code commit is mainly for it is a version control. As I already told you, version control is which one? Nothing like your GitHub. Okay. So version control is nothing but we'll be able to understand the various changes that has happened to the code over time. That is, we keep on changing, or if some code is not fine, what you will do? Well, let us say you kept your website color green color on top. Okay. Now client is saying no blue color. Now blue color when you use it, the client says no, it's not liking. It's better go for green color. So can we come back to that same position again? Yes, that
Yes.
is called rollback. Okay. Now all these things are enabled by using version control system like such as Git. Git is mainly for the repository. Mainly it will can be used to synchronize on your computer as well. It is usually uploaded on central online repository. Central online repository. I hope you all have a GitHub account. Do you all have a GitHub account?
No.
No. Okay. Fine. Fine. We'll finish CICD and then we'll go for GitHub and Linux and all. Then other time we can create it. Okay, I think maybe tomorrow when we do CACD pipeline itself, we'll be creating GitHub. At that time, we'll see. Next, collaborate with other developers. Collaborate with other developers. Mainly, why we need this GitHub or GitHub is it is famous, right? I think you all know what is GitHub. I think you have heard this word GitHub, right? You have used it also, right? I mean, not
Yes.
used, but you have heard, right? Some people are saying GitHub, GitHub, GitHub.
Yeah.
Yes. So mainly why we want this GitHub is collaborate with other developers. That means let us take this developer in the USA and I'm in India. We both can work together on the same code. Why? Because we both store the same code and everything in a same repository. Same repository. That's why we can able to access from anywhere. And it is making sure the code is a backup firmware. That means instead of keeping in your system, we are keeping a backup copy in this GitHub. So it is making sure it is fully viewable and auditable as well. When we give the collaboration between these two developers, then they will be able to access it. Next, code commit. You can able to see Git repository can be expensive. In case sometimes some people that Git repositories are expensive, the industry can include go for GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket, whichever we are comfortable and our cost is less. Actually, some up to some level, GitHub is free. After that, it will start charging as well. So now this AWS commit, it is a like a private Git repository. There is no site limit. Why we want to have GitHub is also mainly there are a lot of big projects also there. Some small size projects also there. Some medium size projects are also there. Now there is no size limit on the repository. It is scaled seamlessly. It is scaled seamlessly. So we can able to manage the code and it is highly available. That means what? Highly available means what? Highly available means
Downtime will be less.
exactly. Downtime will be less and mostly it will be available. 24/7 it will be available. Very rare scenario where situation it might not be available. Okay. That too very, very rare. So code only in the AWS account increase security and compliances. We can put security, encryption, access control also. We can have an integration with Jenkins and code build and other CI/CD tools. First thing is we have to work on the code commit. So code commit will just keep the repository. So like as just now I told you in the previous one developer, two developer, both the developers store all the codes in one code repository. That means he is in the US, he is in the India, he can able to post both the codes. From there, they will connect to the build. That means build, as we mentioned, test and then deploy. All these things will be helpful if I keep all the load. If we keep all the all the codes in a one place. That's why we are having this code commit. And the main advantage is like it is having no size limit. You will have fully managed control of it, and it is always available as well. We can able to put security and integration as well. We can able to do that, and that too it's up to us. If you are not comfortable, you can go with GitHub or Bitbucket or some other thing as well. Now this code commit security. We have mentioned code commit security. How this code commit security is done? First is you'll have an authentication. You'll have an authentication that we call it as SSH key. So the user can able to configure SSH key in their IAM console. That is your AWS management console. There is a thing called service called IAM. That is identify access management. Okay, identify and access management means first you identify whether who is this guy, then you allow him access. Correct? That means, for example, your company will have ID card, right? Great. So without ID card, will the security guy will allow you in? Will the security guys of will allow the employee without ID card?
No,
No, right? Why?
because we need identity.
Exactly. If he see your ID card, what he will think? He will think that he is an employee of this company. Okay, let us say this: you are going for some DLF or some other tech sys building and all. You will be able to see multiple companies will be there. Correct? Multiple companies will have one ID, but the security guy's job is whether he is working in a company which is already inside this building. Correct? Na? That identification at least he has to do. Na? Can he allow the other company employees who have not at all having a building in their premises? Is it right? Is it right?
Yes.
No, no. Same thing. So we are having identity and access management. We find these people have given the permission or rights, then I will allow him. Now this SSH key is like your secret key. That is, we'll have access ID and access key and secret key. That is like your username and password. Username and password. Now how can we give this? We can able to give this like we can able to give the permissions with the help of policies with through IAM policies. Mainly it will help you to manage the users and permissions to the repository as well. That means you have to give permission to the users. Now the user will be attached with policy, and the policy will have the permission, and the policy will have the permission. So if you give the permission and inside the policy is attached to the user. Now the user will be able to access the repository. Not only this one, so HTTPS authentication can be done through HTTPS with CLI uh, credential. That is, it is a command line interface. CLI is nothing but command line interface. That is, through command line also we can do, or we can directly create and give it like a username and password. Now by default, all your repository will be encrypted. Encrypted means what? Encrypted means, so
End,
the encryption.
end to end.
Hmm?
End to end security.
End to end. I think in the one your WhatsApp you will say end to end encryption. Correct? Na? That means what?
Yes.
End to end encryption means your message is only delivered to that particular person. No interruption or interference will be there.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yes, same thing. When you're passing your data from one place, let us say you are in the US and he is in India. So you're passing one data from one person to another person through internet or network. Well, can anybody can able to go and interfere? You are sending an email, na? You're sending an email to a particular person. Will somebody will can able to in between catch that email and make sure that it is not delivering to the right person and he is taking that mail? Is it possible? No, na. You are sending a mail address, na? Correct. That's what they're asking to give the proper mail address. If your mail address is right, it will going to deliver only to that particular person. Correct. So there is an encryption between from your mail to the other mail, the end user mail or the person who is going to receive. We'll have a connection. That is called your full connection. Now this connection is encrypted. That means your data leakage will not be there. Okay, same thing. Encryption will be into two types. One, the data encryption has to be done for two purpose. When two data, one is for the taking rest, another one is in transit. Another one is in transit. Next, cross account access. What is this cross account? Cross account access means what?
Like multiple AWS root account will be there, right? From
Exactly. No. Mm.
different account, we can access the different AWS account using SSH key.
Yes, that means you are having either a copy, whatever you are taking here, you are taking EC2. You are having a copy here. Okay. So do not share this. Now this instance will have, as I already I think I mentioned or not, all the AWS services will definitely need permission and access. That is access key, access ID and access key. So that we should not share your SSH key on your AWS credentials. So use an IAM role in your account and use the STS. STS again security token service. Security token service. That means it will go take permission like token. I think when you log into your email from somebody's system, when the Gmail is asking you verification from your mobile, that you give confirmation, you click yes, you click this number and all those things. Is it giving? Is it giving or not? Is it giving?
Yes.
Yes, na. Why it is asking like that?
To
It is
verify
like,
the
hmm, hmm.
particular user.
Verify is it you or not? Correct, na? They are confirming, na.
Yeah.
So same thing here. This cross account also will have STS, that is security token service. We'll see all those things. Now, what is the difference now between code commit and GitHub? So both support code review and pull request. Both will do that. Integration with code build. Yes, both will do that. Authentication, SSH security key and HTTPS request. Yes, both will do that. Now here the security is controlled by IAM users and roles. Here it is GitHub users. You are going to define the who is the GitHub user. Next, hosting will be managed and hosted by AWS itself here. Here it is hosted by GitHub Enterprise, that is self-hosted on your servers. Next, UI, graphical user interface is minimal here. Here it is fully features. So that is what the difference between code commit and GitHub. Both are mainly for what purpose? You have written that in the first page actually. What is in the code commit? You written the first sentence. Na? Have you written in the notebook actually? All those 7 services?
Storing our code.
Yes, exactly. So that's what we have done here. Now you can able to monitor code commit using event bridge. Event bridge is nothing but event happens. Some event is happening that we want to monitor. Especially the real time scenarios. First, it will go with pull request. Okay, first is what is my event bridge? Event bridge means let us take. Now let us take name you are giving. You are using a registration form. Okay. Now in the registration form, name, email ID, phone number, everything you are giving, and you are submitting, and you are submitting. Once you submit, what it will show actually? Any registration form.
It will be registered in that form. Successfully registered in right.
What message you are getting?
Succession.
Thank you for registering successfully. Correct? Now this message, that means they have written in a script. They have written in a script. That message should pop up. This message should pop up. Correct? Na? This message should pop up or not?
Yes.
Yes. So the message should pop out means I should have given a script. I should have given a script. Correct? That script will trigger only when I do submit. Click this submit button. Click the submit button. Now clicking the submit button is called a event. An event is happening. For that I'm responding to this because I have to run the script. When I click this button, somebody click this button, I have to respond like thank you for submitting. That too, I will have a check that whether all the fields are filled. Whether all the fields are filled. Okay, now that's what event bridge. So first here I can saying in the commit code commit, what are the tasks we have? First one, it is going to pull request creator. That means I'm going to pull the code from my local system. Let us say pull the code from local system. That means you are typing the code in your system only, right? So now it has to be moved to GitHub. It has to be moved to GitHub. So what we want, first pull request is created, then pull request status changed. Okay, whether it is accepting to pull it or not. Next, a reference created, on what number I can able to go and check. Next, a comment on commit created. Comment on commit created. You give a name for it, and the code is pulled and moved to the GitHub. Okay, so these are the major comments of your code commit. That is pull request created, pull request change, status change, reference created, comment on commit created. The comment on commit created, the commit is getting created. That means once you push this code commit, it will go to the event bridge in case if anything is there. Now if you want to send it as an SNS is a simple notification service. That is a mail service. Or just now I told you the lambda function, that means clicking thank you want to say that. For that we can create a lambda function, that is script. You script, right? You code script, we call it as code. We keep the code here so that once it reaches that situation, immediately it will reflect. Or otherwise code pipeline means just now we saw na, it will move to the next level. That is from code commit it will go to code build, then it will go to code deploy, like that. Next level it will go. So monitor with event bridge. So we can keep on monitoring. This event bridge will keep on monitoring what is happening. As I told you, if any new command is comes, immediately it will refresh. Immediately it will refresh and it will take the new update from them. And then if you have configured it to display it, I mean you have to send it. If you want to send it to the people through mail, then it will go for that. Okay. Next, migrate GitHub repository to code commit. So here you can able to see how you can able to migrate a project hosted on another GitHub. And it can be GitHub or any other repository. You can make it lab also. Now, first one in the code commit, you create code commit and keep it. Next, the user will go. Already one project is there in the GitHub. Already one project is there in the GitHub. Now clone that Git. Now clone that Git. Now that will be moved to your local files. That is your local system. I want to move it. When I put clone Git clone, whatever project here, that will get created here in the local system. Now I'll push it to the
If
code commit tree.
on doubt, if our local computer didn't have the storage power, is there any other way to do or?
See, this projects and all will be code only. You will not have the storage is not like it's not a video file. Na? It will not go for 1 GB or 2 GB or 5 TB and all. Your
Okay.
project is full of code. Maybe for some 300 MB, 400 MB it will come.
Okay.
That's it only. And that too, if we nowadays it's all are simple codes only. That is, if you take Node.js, if you take React.js, every code will not go beyond like 10 MB, 20 MB, 50 MB, will not go. We don't want to worry about the local system storage because it's not videos now, it's only code. We delete one video file, you'll get more space also. Okay.
Okay.
So now this is the main thing where people are see we used to say, and I think in your colleges, what you have done actually when you finished your colleges?
2021.
2021. At that time you don't know anything about GitHub at that time.
No.
Okay. Okay, now what people are doing, you know that, right? I think so. People are doing that. Somebody has written some program or code. We take from free for free. That you are aware, I think so. Correct, no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
They
so
are
what
publishing it in GitHub.
exactly? They are publishing in the GitHub. From there, they are taking it. What command they will put? They will put this clone command. Just they will put clone command, git clone. Automatically this full repository will be coming into your client house. From there we push to GitHub repository, I mean code commit, where I'll do all the changes. We do all the changes, then again we also will push to GitHub with our repository name, let us take somebody, GitHub, somebody has given a calculator project. Okay, now I will use GitHub git clone and put it in my local system. Now I'll do the changes as I'll change this into a scientific calculator. Now I'll push it from code commit, I'll push it to GitHub again, but my code will be not calculator, known as scientific calculator. Now what is the difference here? I took the code from this guy only, but my code has become popular because I put the name as scientific calculator and I added some features. Correct now, when we add some more features, we'll be able to
Reach.
reach. That's what people are doing. Only one who is the main coder who no one knows. Because everyone are doing their own code. I think if you go to LinkedIn, you will be able to see they might have mentioned, I have done this project, I have done that project, and all those things they will say. But where they copied this mainly from your GitHub. Fine. This is what your event bridge. So use case achieve lower latency pulls for global developers backups. So once the developer push the existing branch or create or delete the branch, it will go to your code commit. Let us say here you see it is in one region. It is in one region, that is US East. I'm having one more copy in the US West. So now the reference is created, the event bridge is created. It'll go for it. It's mainly giving a task for ECS task. Now ECS task is created. I'm having one more copy of that code commit in the second availability zone. This is availability zone 2, or this is fucking region because it's EU West na, this is US East. Is US East, this is Europe West too. So why we want to keep one more copy here? Why we want to keep one more copy? Your
For
code
disaster
only.
recovery
Hmm?
and
Yes.
for traffic,
Disaster recovery.
load balancing the traffic.
Disaster recovery, as you said. Correct, na? We'll keep one more copy here. Next one. By default user can have this permission to code commit repository. We can able to contribute to any branch who the default permission, the default user, but you can able to put IAM policies. Just now a few minutes I explained you things, IAM policies to restrict the users to push or merge the code to the specific branch. That means what, as previously you mentioned, CICD, whose permission is needed, like PM permission. Correct. So we are going with CICD delivery, continuous delivery method we are going, where we need the permission. Now here also the project manager will not give the permission to the junior developer mainly for the production level. Production level he will not give permission. Production level means it's very critical. So project manager will not give the permission to the junior developers to access the production phase Junior developers can able to access the first development stage and testing stage they can use, but production phase they will not use. They have to inform the senior developer, and that guy has to approve. In case either he will approve or he will do push it from his side. That's what will happen. See, only brilliant developers can push to the production branch. So that kind of policy we set it. Only the developers, only the senior developers can able to push it to the branch. So this is their IAM policy. You can able to see. First is version and statement. So this all will be in the JSON format. This is a JSON format. JSON format will have key value pair. So code commit. What are all things you have to do? That is action. Effect is deny. Our job is to either allow or deny. Next one, resource condition string equals if exist. And these are all the policies of your code commit. That's up to us whether what are the policies we want to add. We can add. This is just a template. Template in the sense it's not like you have to do all these things. No. Whatever you want, that alone it's enough. So that's what. It's not necessary that you have to, whether you might have a thought like whether I want to know all these things, whether I want to muck up or do something, nothing like that. There is a policy generator option is there, where you just create your selections. It will automatically create these kind of policy and give it in hand. Okay. Next, pull request approve rules. So what are the approve rules? You can able to see. Help ensure the quality of your code by requiring users to approve to open for PR. PR is nothing but pull request before the code can be merged, because if we merge all the codes then you will be in a confusion. So before we pull the code from the local machine from that particular developer, we have to get the approval. Now specify a pool of users to approve, because it's not like only one person will give the approval, so he will be getting tired. So we'll appoint some few users, a pool of users to approve, and number of users who must be approved. That means who are these. So here you can able to see these two people are the approval categories, and these people are audience categories. That means developers categories. They will go and request for approval, and these two people will approve. So specific IAM principle, that is ARN. IAM users, federated users, IAM roles, IAM groups. So we can able to create ARN, IAM users, IAM roles, and IAM groups as well. So approve rule templates, that means automatically apply approve rules to PRs in specific repository. That means we can automatically set whoever is requesting for approval, it will automatically approve. Example, define different rules for developer and production branches. So whenever we give apply the rules, we have to go give different rules for development and production. Production phase we should not give auto approval. Am I right or not? Can I give in the production phase auto approval? Is it correct? Is it correct or not, guys? I told you production phase is a difficult phase, correct? A crucial phase. Can I give auto approval for that?
No, we can't give.
Yes, that's what they're saying. Development team, that is testing developer and all. In the development phase alone, you can give auto approval, okay. But production phase, you just wait and give main approval from the project manager. So here you can able to see these people two are approval categories and these people are developer categories. So these developers will request and those two people will approve. Coming to the end of this section. Yes, Raji, can you read it?
Is code commit. Version control is the ability to understand the various changes that happen to the code over time and possibly roll back. A Git repository can be synchronized on your computer, but it usually is uploaded on a central online repository. Benefits: collaborate with other developers, make sure the code is backed up somewhere, make sure
Mhm.
it's fully viewable and auditable.
Okay, fine. Next is code pipeline. Code pipeline. So code pipeline visual flow to arch state. Arch state means what? Manage. Arch state is mainly but manage. So as I showed you the diagram previously, code pipeline is nothing but included of code build, code deploy, code commit, code build, and code deploy. All three together we call it as code pipeline. So source first one where it will take the source, it will take the source from code commit or ECR or S3 bucket or GitHub. From there it will take the source. Next in the code build we'll use either code build or Jenkins or code bees, cloud bees and team cities. These are other tools. Again test we go for code build, device form and other third party tools. Next one deploy, code deploy, elastic beanstalk, cloud formation. Where we want to deploy we can mention. Next invoke we go for lambda function and step function. So all these are coming in code pipeline. Now each stage can have their sequential actions and or parallel actions. So there are a lot of phases, these phases. So first one build, test, deploy, and loading testing. Now manual upload can be defined at any stage. We can able to give manual approval also at any stage. But first thing is build, test, deploy, and the load the testing. So this code pipeline will have everything in it. Now here we saw the same diagram previously. I already told you code commit, code build, code deploy. Okay, I can deploy it in anywhere. Now all these three things together we call it as code pipeline. Now each pipeline stage can create artifacts. Now what this artifact is to? Artifact is again it is mainly to store, publish. I think you have read the first sentence. Na? What you have written for code artifact? Do you remember? Again, this is also for storing, publish, and sharing. Okay. Now, artifact stored it in the S3 bucket, which is going to pass it to the next stage. Now, here you can see each pipeline can create artifacts. That means first the developer is pushing to the code commit. Now, what code commit will do? Code commit will take a copy and keep it in the artifact. That is nothing but S3 bucket. Okay. Before we push it to code build, again that copy will be taken from the S3 bucket and it will be pushed to code build. Now again we will move to the next level. It will take a copy and keep it in another bucket or in the same bucket. Again that will be given to the next to the code deploy also as an input artifact. Here it is an output artifact. Once it is going and deploying again here, then it will get deployed. So you'll be having every phase will have the copy of whatever we have done. It is like a backup copy. It is like a backup copy, but if this backup copy is taking on every stage it is taking. Okay, so artifact is mainly helping us. So why we want to keep these copies here? You could have directly sent it here now. Why we want to have a copy in the artifact? What benefit it is giving? Ne- What benefit it is giving? What do you think? What do you guys think? Why you want to have a copy? You guess or you say if yes or no you're able to think or you're not able to think. Yes, guys. Why do you want to have a copy at every stage? Why you want to have a copy at every stage?
To have a backup.
Exactly. To have a backup at each stage. If anything wrong, I'll come back to the original question and it will go ahead. Okay. So we'll be having a backup copy at every stage. Now, code pipeline troubleshooting. What is the main troubleshooting? So code pipeline action, staging, execution, state changes. So it'll keep on changing. What are the things you'll use? Who will monitor this? Code watch, that is cloud watch events will monitor or the event bridge. CloudWatch events is this events is always connected with your CloudWatch. That's why we call it as CloudWatch events also. So event bridge or CloudWatch events both are same only. You can able to create events for failed pipelines. Events means what? Events means what I told you. You remember? Events means if something happened, click the submit button. This should happen, correct? Na? So if something failed, what I want to get a notification. I want to get a notification that who will set, we will set. That is called event bridge. We set something in the backend. We set something in the backend. If some situation happens, I want to be notified like this, like that, right? So that is called event bridge. Now we can able to create events for failed pipelines also. If pipeline is failed, also you get a notification. Or cancelled stages. That means this testing stage cancelled or building stage cancelled. But that also we can able to give. Next, if code pipeline fails a stage, your pipeline stops and you can get information in the console. That means what just now I told you. If code pipeline fails in a stage, your pipeline will stop automatically. Now you are getting information in the console. If pipeline can't perform in action or making sure this IAM role service attached does not have enough permission, that also will be known. Next, one more important thing is that is your cloud trail. What does this cloud trail will do? Cloud trail will always store your API calls. That means your logs. It'll keep you all your logs. Who came, at what time he came, what he did, what he requested. Everything will be stored in the cloud watch. Sorry, cloud trail. Okay, so how pipeline troubleshoot we have to do? First, we go and check whether any event or stage has been changed. If yes, if any event is connected or a failure or cancel, have you configured any mail? Next, code pipeline fails a stage. That means your pipeline stops and you can get the information in the console as well. That means we can able to see in the AWS cloud trail also. So all these things mainly we require for troubleshooting. That means if some issues happen, where I want to go and check. Now here you can able to see code pipeline event versus webhooks versus polling. Polling webhook. So webhook is nothing but a HTTP based callback function. It is a callback function which will allows lightweight event driven communication between two application programming interface. Nothing but you are having a web hook. Hook means what? What is in the hook? Hook of OS. Have you heard about anything like hook of OS?
No.
Okay. Hook of OS is nothing but part of OS. For example, your mobile is having OS, correct? Na? Yes. Your mobile is having OS. We call it a mobile Android OS or whatever OS you're saying, right? Okay. Now, is this OS is fully working only with WhatsApp or some other application also it's work? That means is it WhatsApp alone is taking the full usage of OS? or it's just getting a part of the OS for working?
Like our software update is also part of OS.
That is fine. I'm asking you whether this OS is fully used only by WhatsApp or other
No,
application also.
all other applications will also use this part of
Yes.
OS.
So this hook so means only a part of this OS only required to run the WhatsApp. Okay, not fully. Correct? Na? Now same thing here. This webhook, that means I want to work on a web page or a website. This will create a communication. This will create a communication between these two programmings. So that is one. That is your webhook. Now here you can see code commit is coming into an event bridge. Now event bridge will go and trigger on the code pipeline. Same thing, instead of code commit, we can go with GitHub, other phase, code star. What is this code star? You written in the first page now. What is code star? Can you read it? You written it actually. Yes.
Yes.
What is code star?
Sorry, what you're asking?
Code star. What is in my code star? We wrote seven things, na? Code commit, code build, code star, code guru, code artifact, code commit, code build. We have written, na? You have written right in your notebook. You have not written. Mainly for managing software development packages. We told you. Yes. So that's what this code star source connection. It is going to connect with the GitHub. Then it is going to trigger it to the code pipeline. That is one way. Another is webhook. That is, you write a script, and that script you are deploying it in the code pipeline directly instead of going from here. Next, polling. Polling is nothing but we wait for the other external device to check whether if it is in the ready state or not, often with a low level hardware. That means we keep on checking regularly, and it is pulling from the GitHub regular checkups. That is every frequent time I want to pull the data from the GitHub, and then I have to run. That is the another method, that is called polling. So events means when something happen, we configure it will trigger and it will run. Another one is webhook. We write a script directly and we are implementing it to run in the pipeline. Another method is polling. Every 5 seconds, I want to check this GitHub. Any change is there? Any change is there? I want to check. Now that will also work. So all the three methods also will work. Now this webhook is again an old method. The entire thing is such a old method. Next, manual approval stage. So we already mentioned code pipeline, code commit, code build. It will go to the next one, and manual in between. You go before you deploy. You have manual approval. So here is the IAM user. First, how will you get this manual approval? Like when the developers has developed and moved to the next level, we might have configured an event bridge. We might have configured an event bridge where you guys send an SNS. SNS is nothing but simple notification service. That is through email. You are getting an email. Who will get the email? The project manager will get an email that your approval is required. Now you will come and check what is the code he has done and everything. Then he will approve. Then it will be moved to the next level. So manual approval, send us an SNS through email to the IAM user. Nothing but this manager PEM. Now here you can able to see how this permission has been written in the IAM code pipeline. Put approval result. He only allowed. The effect is allowed. He only allowed to do it. Next one, cloud formation as a target. Cloud formation. Cloud formation is an IAC. Cloud formation is an IAC. IAC is nothing but infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. Are you guys getting this? Yes. I think everyone are
Yes, maybe.
okay. Everyone are Tamil, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think நீங்கள் வந்து க்ளவுட் ப்ராக்டிஷனர் படிக்கிறதுனால உங்களுக்கு சில விஷயங்கள் புரிஞ்சிருக்கலாம், சில விஷயங்கள் புரியாமல் இருந்திருக்கலாம். நீங்கள் இப்போ நீங்கள் ஃபீஸ் கட்டி இந்த கோர்ஸ் ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க, கரெக்ட் தானே?
கரெக்ட்.
எஸ். ஸோ நீங்கள் வந்து என்னன்னே தெரியாமல் முழிச்சுக்கிட்டு இல்லை எனக்கு ஒன்றும் புரியலன்னு லாஸ்ட்டில் போய் நீங்கள் சொல்கிறதுக்கு ஃபஸ்ட்டே நீங்கள் தெளிவாக எனக்கு இது புரிஞ்சிருக்கு புரியலன்னு சொல்லிட்டீங்கன்னா வில் கோ இன் தட் ஃபேஸ். ஓகே, அதோட இது ஒரு அட்டர் ஸ்ட்ரச் ஒரு 3 hours செஷன் வந்து
ஓகே.
உட்காந்து லைவாக வெறும் தியரியாக கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கனால உங்களால் ரிமெம்பர் பண்ண முடியும்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. am I ரைட்?
கரெக்ட்.
ஸோ ப்ராக்டிக்கலாக பேசுவோம். ஓகே, நான் என்ன சொல்கிறேன்னா, நீங்கள் உங்களோட கோர்ஸ்லேருந்து ஐ மீன் நீங்கள் இப்போ நான் ஐடியில் இருக்கீங்க, இப்போ நீங்கள் ஐடிக்கு மூவ் ஆகணும், அதுக்காக இந்த டெவாப்ஸ் படிக்கிறீங்க. am I ரைட்?
ஆமாம்.
ஓகே. ஸோ ஒன்று, நீங்கள் இந்த டைமை வந்து நீங்கள் ஃப்ரீ, கரெக்ட் தானே? இந்த இந்த 7 to 10 ப்ளஸ் வந்துட்டு இந்த நெக்ஸ்ட் டுமாரோ 3 to 6 யூ கைஸ் ஆர் ஃப்ரீ.
ஃப்ரீ.
ஓகே, அப்பார்ட் ஃப்ரம் தட் என்ன டைம் நீங்கள் அவைலபிள்?
டெய்லி 3 பேருமே ரொட்டேஷனல் ஷிஃப்ட்ல இருக்கும்.
ஓகே.
ஈவினிங்ஸ்ல ஃப்ரீயா தான் இருக்கும் மோஸ்டா. நெக்ஸ்ட் வீக்குக்கு ஈவினிங்ஸ்ல ஃப்ரீயா தான் இருக்கும்.
ஓகே. ம். ஓகே, நீங்கள் நெக்ஸ்ட் வீக் ஈவினிங் ஃப்ரீயாக இருந்தீங்கன்னா ஃபஸ்ட்டு நீங்கள் போய் இந்த க்ளவுட் ப்ராக்டிஷனரை முடிங்க. ஓகே.
ஓகே.
ஏன்னா அதை முடிக்காமல் நீங்கள் இப்போ நான் பாதி போயிடுவேன். நீங்கள் இவன் வந்தால் அவன் கொடுத்த காசுக்கு அவன் கிளாஸ் எடுத்து அவன் போயிட்டே இருந்தான், அப்படி இருக்க வேண்டாம். ஓகே, இதனால் வந்து யூஸும் இல்லை. ஆல்சோ பெய்டு, கரெக்ட்னா?
கரெக்ட்.
ஸோ பி ஃப்ராங்க். ஓகே, இதுதான் என்னால் பண்ண முடியும், இல்லை இப்படி பண்ணலாம். ஏன்னா 3 hours அட்டர் ஸ்ட்ரெச் உட்காந்து போர் அடிச்சுட்டு என்ன உழையிட்டு இருந்தா எனக்கு ஒன்றும் புரியல, நான் தூங்கிட்டேன். ஓகே, அதோட டைமும் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்குது. ஓகே, இப்போ புரிஞ்சிருக்கு புரியல இல்லை இங்கே ஸ்டாப் பண்ணுவோன்னா ஸ்டாப் பண்ணுவோம், அதை கரெக்டாக என்று சொல்லிட்டீங்கன்னா நம்ம அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி கஸ்டமைஸ் பண்ணி வில் கோ வித் வாட் எவர் வி நோ பெட்டர். ஓகே, இது எனக்கு புரிஞ்சிருக்கும், ஏன்னா நான் ஆல்ரெடி நான் சொல்லிக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். நீங்கள் பேசிக் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் நாளைக்கு நம்ம ஒரு மேனுவல் பண்ணுவோம். ஐ மீன் இதே சிஐசிடி பைப்லைன் நான் என்ன நினச்சேன்னா ஒரு நாள் தியரி ஒரு நாள் ப்ராக்டிக்கல், இப்படி தான் நான் பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஓகே.
ஓகே.
ஸோ
இப்போ
இது
இதோட ஃபுல் போர்ஷன் நீங்க வச்சிருக்கீங்களா இந்த வீக்?
எஸ் எஸ்.
அது ஷேர் பண்றீங்களா?
அது ஷேர் பண்ணிட்டு என்ன பண்ண போகிறீங்க? நீங்கள் படிக்க போகிறீங்களா இப்போ?
இல்லை அப்படி சொல்லுங்க.
சொல்லுங்க, என்ன சொல்ல வரீங்க?
இல்லை என்ன டாபிக்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம்.
இப்போ நான் காமிச்சேன்ல, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்லேயே நான் காமிச்சேன் இன்னைக்கு என்னென்ன எடுக்க போகிறேன்னு நான் காமிச்சேன்.
இது ஓகே, லைக் நெக்ஸ்ட் வீக் அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாச்சும். ஏன்னா எங்களுக்கு ஜாயின் பண்ணும்போது அவங்களே ஒரு பேட்டர்ன் போட்டு கொடுத்தாங்க. இந்த வீக் இது
சிலபஸா? அது எல்சிஎம்ல இருக்குமே.
எங்க அது இருக்குன்னு தெரியல எங்களுக்கு.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் உங்க எல்சிஎம் முதல்ல எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ணுங்க. உங்க ஸ்க்ரீனை ஷேர் பண்ணீங்களா? யாராவது லேப்டாப்ல இருக்கீங்களா இல்லை ஃபோனில் ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்களா?
நான் ஃபோன்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்கேன்.
ஓகே, யார் லேப்டாப்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்கா? ஜனனி ஆர் ராஜி லேப்டாப்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்களா? So, as you said, manual approval stage. So, first the PM, that is your, as I already mentioned, the PM will have approval. But PM, how will he get to know that? He will get an SNS. because manual approval we have already set an SNS should be going to the PM, then PM will approve it, then it will get deployed. For that we have written a policy already. Only PM will be allowed to approve. PM will be allowed to approve in the Git pipeline. Okay. Next, cloud formation as a target. I told like cloud formation. What is in by this cloud formation? IAC. That is infrastructure as a cloud. Infrastructure as a cloud means, for example, if you take a software development, what is in by software development? What is in by software development? We call it as full stack. Do you know what is in by full stack?
Like front and back and
Ah,
everything.
yes.
So
Front end,
back
back
end.
end, database. Correct.
Database.
So all three together, we call it as a stack. Correct. Now same thing here in the AWS, we have a lot of resources. That is, let us say AWS services. One is Elastic Load Balancer. One is Autos Group, Auto Scaling Group. Next other one is EC2. Next other one is Load Balancer. Now all these things will be stacked on one above the other. Now all these things I am creating as a template. I am creating as a template that is called cloud formation. That is infrastructure as a code. That means I am creating this infrastructure as a single code. As a single code. Now I can deploy it anywhere. Now I can deploy it anywhere in one region and another region and another region also. Okay. So now this code deployment action can be used to deploy AWS resources. That's what we just now told you. Cloud formation is mainly deployment action can be used with deploy AWS resources. So code pipeline will have code commit and it will create as a template in the create change set. That means nothing but the stack is called your change set. The set we call the template as set. And again for that also we approve, then it will go for the execution process. So here example lambda deploy lambda function using CDK. CDK is nothing but CDK using CDK or SAM. Now this will work with which one? This cloud formation stack sets. Stack sets will work with
What is mean by CDK?
cloud development kit. That is cloud development kit. Like same thing like CD SDK software development kit. We have cloud development kit. So this is mainly for the AWS web services we have. AWS web services will have this cloud development kit. So now SAM has again this will also be again a what is this one? Serverless application model. So we'll be able to go with CDK, the cloud deployment kit, or serverless you want to stand. So which one we want to stand, we have to take it that as a service. Now when we work with your cloud formations tech starts, mainly will across multiple okay. Just now I explained right. Multiple AWS account or multiple region, we can able to deploy it. So for that, we need to create stack name, change set name, template, parameters, IAM role, action. What are all the actions you want to create it in this set, cloud formation set, we can able to create it. We have to create it. Next, create update or an existing stack. That means just now I told you, cloud formation is a template. Now this will keep it. First one we go for cloud build. Create update. Either create or update an existing stack. So just now I told you, you have let us take ELB, ESG, and that is auto scaling group, elastic load balancer, elastic load balancer, and EC2 and RDS. Now all these are a template. We kept it. First we are creating this code build. It will go to the template. Now template is connected to auto scaling. That is, I told you load balancer. So load balancer will balance the load. Then it will be if the load is more. If the load is more, that means more number of users are coming to your website. Now we have already deployed this application on the code build app. Now code build, it's moved to the cloud formation where we kept the stack. From the stack, it is already checking if the workload is more. I can able to take the support of your auto scaling group. So now again it will go and check the ALB, that is your application load balancer. Then once this is checked, no, nothing is necessary, then it will move to the next level. Load has been test configuration. Test also, during the test you need more workload is coming, you're testing. Again it will take the support of your ALB, the cloud formation stack we have already configured. Next, if that is all okay, I want to delete that cloud formation, you can able to delete that. And then you can go and deploy it in your production phase, and you can keep your copy either. That is, for outside you can keep one more copy and test it, and once that work is over we can able to deploy the original copy alone. This is just to create or update the stack or delete the stack, it's up to us. So the thing is, whenever we require, create an update create an update, that is anything you want to update, you will be able to configure to ALB. Now ALB to auto scaling group, so that is your AWS auto scaling group. When you want to add the server, when you want to remove the server, whenever more workload is there, I want to add one more server. If no workload is there, I'll reduce the server. Minimum I'll give it as configuration as 1 2 configuration, 2 servers I want to run. Now testing is over. Now we'll go for the update deployment phase. So these are all best practices only. What are the best practices they are saying? So always one code pipeline, one code deployment, parallel deployment to multiple deployment groups will be better. That means code pipeline you deploy in multiple groups so that we'll have one copy as a backup. Same thing, parallel action servicing, running a staging run order. Code commit also, code build also, you keep 2 copies. Next, deploy to pre-production. Before you move to production, you please deploy it to manual approval better. That's what the best practices they are suggesting. Okay, this is just for your knowledge. Again, in case if the code pipeline fails, I'll create an event bridge and keep it. That is a notification. If the code build fail, again I'll create an event bridge through Lambda function. Lambda, we keep the script ready. It will trigger as an SNS and notify to the user in case if it failed in the build section itself. This is one. Again we can able to deploy, this is again multi-region deployment. You can able to see we have deployed the same pipeline in US West to one copy and EU Central one copy. That means you deploy it in different regions. That is your AWS regions. You should know about the infrastructure mainly, then you will come to know about these regions. So each AWS region will have 3 availability zones. So one is one, and one region will have 3 availability zones. EU West one. This is just an additional information only. I think. Same thing, we can able to create the template and keep it in one region, and we deploy it in one region. You can able to see code commit, code build, and cloud formation and Lambda function. We have done that. Stack is already in the template. The template is stored in one S3 bucket, and we can able to use it. Now same another template also we can store it in another region, and we can deploy it in another region. You can able to see that template we can able to take and use it here, and we can deploy our cloud formation and connect with your Lambda function as well. So this is again one more type of multi-region deployment. That is, we store the copy in one region, take and use it for another region also for the stack. Come to the end of this pipeline. Yes, can you read it, Vasavi?
Visual workflow to orchestrate your CICD. Source
Mhm.
suggests code commit ECR S3 Bitbucket
Mhm.
GitHub. Build like code build Jenkins Colby Teamspeak.
Mhm.
Test code build AWS device form third party tools. Deploy code deploy Elastic Beanstalk. Sorry, Cloud Formation E- ECS S3. It will invoke Lambda step function.
Mhm.
Actions in your pipeline can be in different regions.
Okay. It's code build. So we talk about code commit is completed, code build is complete. I mean, code pipeline is completed. Now code build and deployment tool known as that. Let us take code build. What is that? Code build is mainly a fully managed continuous integration service. That means continuous scaling. No server to manage or provision, no built-in queues. It will keep on building things. So it's compile all the source code and run the test production softwares as well. Alternatively, to other building tools such as Jenkins, also we can able to use, or we can use Docker also. That is Docker container images we'll be using is. So mainly it will integrate with KMS, that is your key management system for encryption. Encryption means to put security of your code and data. We can able to use KMS. Mainly KMS is used for storing the keys, storing the secret keys. Next, IAM for code build permissions. We can able to give permissions and VPC for your networking settings as well. That means code build is mainly for continuous integration. This is for building the code. That means compiling the source code fully and run the tests as well. Now we'll see same thing. Code build. What are the code build work? So source first it'll go and check code commit, that is S3 bucket or bit bucket. Check for the code. Then we'll be providing the built-in instructions, that is code file, build spec YAML file, or insert manually in the console also. So either we have to create a build spec file. That means this is the file name which we need to create for writing the build code, writing the build steps, how to build this, the steps we have to write it here. What are all the things you have to build, that also we have to write, or manually you can able to write it in the console. Now how we'll be able to check this? All the output logs we can able to store it directly to S3 bucket. That is here S3 bucket we can able to store as a storage. And the cloud watch logs means it is connected to the cloud watch, like how your okay, in your computer which one will be having full control. If I click something, I want to know what is the status of all the applications running, what I want to
Task
click.
manager.
Yes, exactly. Task manager, right? Now, same thing like task manager. This CloudWatch will be keep on monitoring all the services. It will show the metrics as well. I think when you click the nowadays, if you click the task manager, it will show you how much usage of CPU is done, how much usage of RAM you are using for each application. Everything it is showing, right? Now, same thing. Your CloudWatch also will show you the metrics. Next, you can able to use event bridge also to detect failures, like previous slides we saw. Na? We can able to connect an event bridge, invoke the file, and automatically it will build and trigger the notification. In case if the build fails, it will trigger a notification. You can also set threshold for failure. That means how many times you have to fail. All those threshold values you can able to give it. That will send the notification as well. Build projects mainly can be defined within the pipeline or code build. So whatever the projects we have built, we can able to define throughout the code pipeline, or only in the code build you can keep it and run it. That is build, run, and test. We can able to do it. Mainly, this code build will support all the environments, especially Java, Ruby, Python, Go, any other language, whatever language you are writing, that will work. So Docker will extend any environments that you like. Okay, mainly it will work with all the programming languages as well. Next, how this code build works. So here you can able to see code commit, where code commit is a GitHub. I told you we have the source code, everything file, everything is here. Now it can be a Docker file also. So Docker file or the code build commit file, we give it to the code build. Now this code will run according to the instruction that we mentioned. And as we already saw in the previous one, that artifact, na, it'll have a copy. It'll have a copy. So it will store the reusable piece of code in the source bucket. And cache, this is just a cache. What is in the cache memory?
Memory which stored in RAM, like
Mm-hmm.
for faster access, the memory is stored in cache.
Yes, it will be stored in your browser, right? So cache
Yeah.
memory, same thing. This S3 bucket we are using as an optional for cache memory, so that fastly it will retrieve and it will run the program. Now again it will go, once the code build is done, it will go and store it in the S3 another bucket for artifact. As previously we mentioned, artifact again we are storing it, and then we'll be sending it to the output. I mean this tracking, this code build, code commit, passing, everything is already tracked in the CloudWatch. And if you want, you can store that logs in the S3 bucket for our future use, how to refer and all those things we can able to check it. For that we can keep all the logs, one more copy in the, I mean one copy in the S3 bucket. Coming for the code build, yes, what is a code build? Yes, yes, Vasavi, can you just read it?
A fully managed continuous integration service, continuous scaling, no server to manage or provision, no build queue, compile source code, run tests, produce software packages, alternative to other build tools, example Jenkins, leverages Docker under the hood for reproducible builds, use packaged Docker images or create your own custom Docker image.
Okay. Next one is a code deploy.
Docker image in the sense like OS copy or what is?
No, Docker image is nothing but it's a container service. That means this Docker is nothing but. For example, I told you this VLC, na VLC, you know, right? VLC
Yes.
media player.
Yes.
Now, when you download VLC media player, what it will show? It will show a VLC.exe file. Correct, na?
Yes.
Now, this file is an image. This file is an image.
Image. Okay.
Now, for example, you download this file. You will keep it in where? You will keep it,
In our C drive.
and downloads. You will keep it first of all.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you want to install this VLS. What you will do?
We'll just run the file.
And done. Double click. Correct, na?
Double.
Now, once you double click, this is getting installed in your system. Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Now, is this file is getting removed?
No.
No, right? That means it is storing as a downloads in your folder. That
Yes.
means your original copy is here. From that original copy, you created and installed the file. Correct? Na?
Correct.
Now, same thing is the Docker. Docker, this one, this downloads is a Docker container. Inside
Mm.
the Docker container, you have the image. That is called Docker image. That means this VLC media player image. Wherever you want, you can able to launch it. Wherever you want, you can able to launch it. The original copy will be there as an image.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see that. Don't worry. All these things are there in the syllabus. We'll cover that also. Okay. Yes. So deployment, as we already know, what is that? Version one and version two. How this version one and version two will work. So deployment service will automate application deployment and deploy new application versions to EC2, either it's server or on-premise server or Lambda function or ECS service, as we previously mentioned. Mainly, it is automated rollback capability in case of failed deployments or triggered CloudWatch alarms. In case if it is failed, the deployment will automatically come back to its original position, either, or it will be, if you have set some alarm, it will come and send an alarm for the failed deployment. Next, gradual deployment control. Gradual deployment means what? Gradually, slowly from one version to another version it will go. So there in the build file we'll saw build spec.yml. Same thing here, we have apps spec.yml. This is the file name which we are using in the deployment. So mainly the deployment service will be using this file. Mainly we want to roll back from one version to another version, or move forward or come back. Now, it can able to deploy in EC2 or on-premises as we mentioned. It perform in place deployment of blue-green deployment. As we said, blue-green is oldest and green is new version. So we must run the code deployment agent on target instances only. Now, how this deployment speed, that is depends on us. Whether you want all the deployment to happen only one at once. So what will happen? Most downtime will happen. What this deployment they're talking about? See here, we have four versions, four containers. If all the four containers down at the same time and moving to the next one, is it correct? But your servers, your website will go down now if all the servers are not working at the same time. Correct or not?
Yes.
Yes. So it is up to us whether you want to put it all at once. Development from version 1 to version 2 all at once. So downtime will happen. Or half V1, V2, V3, V4. Only V1 and V2 will move. The next two I will slowly move. Next one all at one at a time. So one by one I'll move. Low availability, low impact. Custom, you define the percentage of deployment, whatever you are going to move. Now, if you see this diagram, you will understand. So, half at a time, what is happening? First two version, I am moving to the version one. So, until this two will work, right? So, idle, it will move to version one and two. Now, these two will move. At that time, this will take care. Then all the deployment is done. Like how we are. Mm, yes, they are building bridges now. In
Yes.
Chennai, yes, okay. Because building bridges, did the traffic they stopped on the same route?
No.
No, right. Sidely they are doing it, and slowly half they are moving and do building it. Same thing only. I don't want to full shut down everything. Half I'll move here, then finally I've built it. Next half, then I'll move, then I'll build it. Same thing like your roads. So once until the bridge is done, they will slideways. They will allow the traffic everyone to go. Once the bridge is done, everyone will go smooth. Both should happen. Blue green deployment, same thing. You create an application load balancer. Load balancer is nothing but balancing the load. Balancing the load. Now auto scaling. Auto scaling means scaling the resources, scaling the EC2 instance, scaling the EC2 instance. Scaling means what? Adding EC2 instance whenever its workload is more, and removing EC2 instance whenever the workload is less. That is called auto scaling. That is automatically scaling. Okay. Now we put automatic auto scaling, and we are trying to move from blue to green. So how should happen? This load balancer we have mentioned again. New instances are taken and the old instances are terminated. That means one by one. Once you delete this one, you'll add. Once you delete this one, you'll add. Once you delete this one, you'll add. So automatically you'll moving. That means this load balancer is for what I told you, balancing the load. That means user is trying to reach the website. Let us take this one as Amazon website. Okay. Now Amazon website is connected to load balancer. When the user comes, more and more user comes, the load balancer will route the traffic to the instances. Now this is what happening. Now slowly how they are dividing this application load balancer, first it will go here, it will go here. Instead of third one, it will direct in a traffic here. Next, again slowly once this is done and this is removed, it will again remove, before it remove the next one, it will route the traffic to the next instance and then it will remove. Next again it will route the traffic to here and then it will remove. Now it will become load balancer. Has moved all the to the from the older version to newer version without affecting the users. Now code deployment agent. So there will be an agent will be must be running on your EC2 instance as per the prerequisite. That means there is a code deployment agent which is there in the EC2 instance. This is only giving the information that it require more instance, it require more workload or more instance has to be added or not. So this can be installed automatically, updated automatically if you are using a systems manager. There is one more option, like your how you are having a system computer have a task manager. We have systems manager in the AWS, which will control of this. So EC2 instance must have sufficient permissions to access AWS S3 to get the deployments bundle. So what are all the deployments I want to do? That bundle will be there in the S3 bucket. Now that S3 bucket I want to access. That means EC2 wants to access S3 bucket. You need permission. You need permission. For that we need IAM. Okay, IAM permissions is needed. So that's what this permission we are given. You see action S3 get means all the data you can get. List means you can view. So there is no post. I think you guys know HTTP methods actually. HTTP methods, that is get, post, put, copy, list, delete. Have you heard about this one?
No.
Okay. Yes, I'll just show you my screen. You're able to see this one?
Yes.
Yes, please write this one in your notebook. This one. So wherever you go, you should know about HTTP methods. Get is only for read and write the data, read and retrieve the data. That means you can read the data, but retrieve the data. Next, post is for read, write the data. Next, put method is for read, write, update the data. And copy is for copying the data, and delete is for delete the data. List is for list the data. Done? Huh? Once you're done, let me know.
Oh yeah, it's done.
Okay, fine. Now this is what this one AM permission. We are giving only get. Get means only read or retrieve the data. List means only you can view the data. Effect is allowed resources. So this is how we give permission. EC2 is able to access S3 bucket where this instance deployment bundle is there. Bundle is code is there. We want to take that. Now this is we have done it for EC2. Now previously we have done it for EC2 deployment. Now same thing we can able to do it for Lambda also. So here you can able to see code deploy can help automate traffic shift to Lambda analysis. So here code deployment will go for Lambda. Now from that Lambda I want to go for V1 and V2. Here you can able to see X overtime until 100% we have mentioned 100%. Once you complete only you'll move to the next one, that is version 2. Now this feature is integrated mainly with your SAM framework, that is Lambda is always a serverless framework, serverless application manager, as I told. Serverless application model. Now linear means what? Slowly it will go. So here you can able to see grow traffic every n minutes until 100%. N minutes means you can see linear, Lambda linear 10% every 3 minutes. I want to every 3 minutes I want 10% to be traffic to be moved. Next 10% every 10 minutes also possible. That's up to us whether what n minutes is defined by us. I want the traffic to be every 10 minutes move here, next move 10 minutes to here, every 3 minutes move to the next one. Or canaries. What is this canaries option is any X percentage. I want only this 50% to be in X and another 50% to be here. Or I want 80% to be here and 80% to be here. That to every 10 percentage for 5 minutes, 10 percentage for 30 minutes, everything defined by us. What percentage every 5 minutes? So previously we defined n minutes, but how much traffic with the common percentage. Here the percentage you can define what percentage you want to move, that you can able to mention, or you move to all at once like previously I showed you now for EC2. Same thing, all at once I want to move all the traffic, you can do. Here it is every 10 minutes move 10%, that is it is already 100% v1. I want to move every 3 minutes 10% from here to here, that is 90% it will become. Again next to 3 minutes 10%, next again 3 minutes 10%. Like that you move the version from one version to another version, like how we have done this blue green deployment. Same thing, slowly you move to the next version. Next we done for lambda, we done for EC2. Now we are doing for ECS. Same thing only. You can able to see code deploy. We go for application load balancer. First is the blue one. Next one is a green one. I want to deploy this 100% already working all the servers. I want to slowly move it to green version. So green version deployment. So grow traffic every nth minute until linear like this 10% every 3 minutes. Or you go for canaries method or all at once. All these methods are same only. Okay. Next, code deployment, in place deployments. So here you can able to see use EC2 tags. That means you can put a tag name for EC2, that is the project name financial app. From this slowly you will move. So or ESG to identify instances you want to deploy to. With load balancer, traffic is stopped before instance is updated and starting again after the instance is updated. So either you move when it is working or stop the traffic and then you move it. Stop the traffic and you move it. You can inform the load balancer to stop the traffic before the instance is getting updated. Stop for a few seconds, then it will start. It will work. In place deployment is auto scaling. Auto scaling means what I told you.
Increase
Auto,
the server number of servers.
yes, exactly. So auto scaling group you go means what will happen when I am moving this one, automatically another server will get added here. Okay, until again it will move. Next, when it moved, another server will get added. So four will be always there. Next, once these two are activated, these two will get removed. Next, these two will be getting moved. But before we move, we'll have these two already working. So no issues. The next two will be no issues because already these two are deployed. Blue green deployment, manual provisioning of EC2. Either we go for manual provisioning EC2 for blue green deployment, identify the tags, or automatic mode means we have to put auto scaling group. So auto scaling group is an automatic mode. Provisioning EC2 instance manually, this one through the first method is manual method. So using a load balancer is necessary mainly for blue green deployment because the traffic should not stop more than a few seconds. Then only then otherwise you will lose customer. So put the tagging and move from one place to another place, or use your auto scaling group and move this smoothly. Both are possible. But the thing is, auto scaling again will charge you somewhat extra as it is an automation. To blue green termination, same formula for termination also. So specify whether to terminate the original blue EC2 instance after a successful blue green deployment. That means once this is moved to green, you want to declare, you want to remove this or not, or you want to keep this action termination specific time. Usually our EC2 instance will take some few hours or 1 hour to delete, not even 1 hour, I think half an hour to 1 hour to delete. Okay, now we can say action termination specific wait time, default 1 hour or 2 days we can keep it so that you can able to come back. Action keep alive instances are kept running on but deregistered from the ELB and deployment group. That means either only deregister and keep it. Don't want to remove also. Deregister and keep it. Whenever you want, you'll come back and activate it again. That is also possible. Coming to the end of this section. Yes, Vasavi.
Deployment service that automates application deployment. Deploy new application versions to EC2 instance, on-premises servers, Lambda function, ECS services. Automated rollback capabilities in case of failed deployments or triggered CloudWatch alarm. Gradual deployment control.
Okay, fine. Now this is your overall CI/CD pipeline. You can take a screenshot, or I'll send you the document anyway. So these are the main things. First is CI/CD pipeline, step by step pipeline. Code commit, mainly to deploy pushes your code to the GitHub. Then trigger your CI/CD tool. It can be Jenkins or GitHub Actions. Detects the changes, whatever changes you have done. Once you commit means you are changing them. So trigger will ultimately detect what changes happen. Next, to build code is compiled and running into the Docker containers. In case if it's a Docker containers or EC2, whatever it is, it will run. Next, you have to test that. So automated test runs, unit integration testing, or what another tool if you are using, you can able to use that. Next, to feedback, the test results will are sent to the developer quickly, immediately, so that it can able to correct it. Next, staging, if test passes, code is deployed to the staging server, where more tests are run to catch any last issues also. Production, once the code everything is correct, code is deployed to the live users using tools like Kubernetes as well. So this is your main thing. Okay. So fine. I think code CI/CD pipeline we have learned the main concepts. We'll see tomorrow how to first we'll create an AWS account and we'll launch one CI/CD pipeline, and I will tell you what are the other ways you can practice labs and other things. Okay.
Okay.
So okay. Hmm. So tomorrow 3 o'clock we'll connect it. Okay, I'll send you the meeting link by 2 or 2. I mean by 3 o'clock. Okay, of the start of the class. Every day new link. Okay. I
Oh,
think when I put something in the chat box, it is received by you guys. Whenever I create a live, the session, it will automatically send you as a mail. Okay.
okay.
Yes. So just to create the group and just let me know. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye. Thank you.